Broadcasting to you from the heart of northern Minnesota, this is the best fucking music-oriented podcast and web series on all of YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Roger Radio Show. I am Ziggy Stardust.
And I am the not-so-thin, but very white Duke.
You're damn right. I am Ziggy, but I do not have that Iggy. And I am a star. A black star. And ladies and gentlemen, we're matching. We're twinning
I'm
today.
I'm a black star like Kendrick Lamar.
You're goddamn right.
Oh, yeah.
No, we are matching today, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of our dear old friend Tom Page, who did the art paintings for us. If you guys remember watching the summer art blog that I uploaded on my second channel, El Gallo Productions, he printed these for us, so huge thank you to Tom and a big shout out for you, man. I ain't got any beer, but I do have some Joe.
I have got lots of beer, but it's not the kind you like.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering, people, this is not Joe from Joe's Garage. We didn't, turn him into liquid, chocolatiness.
He got a huge fucking blender, alright?
Nah.
Huge fucking blender. Just threw a dude in there.
Right? Alright, so, yeah, take off my shades quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another legit album review. Before we get started with another beautiful album review, the question of the podcast is, what is your favorite long-ass song? And to give you an idea of a long-ass song, it's a song that could be over 10 minutes.
Let's see I want to see how long, this isn't going to be it for me, I'm just curious how long the title track of this song is. Station to Station is 10 minutes, 8 seconds. My
That's fine.
favorite long-ass songs, though, are probably like Black Star. The Mariner's Revenge song by the Decemberists is really good. And Tarkus, of course. Tarkus, can't forget Tarkus.
That was what one of my choices was gonna be, but I'll say it anyway. I agree with you on that. For me, in addition to that, there was also pretty much a good majority of Dream Theater's discography. We all know pretty much all the really long songs from Pink Floyd's Animals, which just turned 49 years old this week. What else is there? I know there's a few other songs on the top of my head, but I can't think of them. There's also, of course, Tarkus's by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Yeah, there's like a bunch of songs, I can't even think of any. Oh, there is also like a couple that I don't know if Led Zeppelin would count because most of their music always stays like under 10 minutes or whatever for some of their songs. Same for Leonard Skinner. They have a couple long songs there, but they don't go over 10 minutes. But I will safely say, just for the sake of it, Freebird's another good one. So, if you all remember, earlier this month, we reviewed David Bowie's Swan Song album, Black Star. Today, we are going to review another one of his all-time classics, and today's legit album review is going to be none other than his 1976 album, Station to Station.
Which recently celebrated its 50-year anniversary.
Yeah, and let me just say this, dude. I was so blown away by this album.
Yeah.
I was so fucking blown away with it, man.
What in particular about it blew you away?
Just the overall music of it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, with the second song in particular, I don't know why, but I thought the second song was sang by another band or musician. I don't know why. What can I say about this? This was the introduction to David Bowie as the Thin White Duke.
Yep.
And yeah, let me tell you, I looked at pictures of him during that time, and holy fuck, he was so thin, bro.
Yep, that was him at the height of his cocaine addiction.
Yep, which we will get into in the backstory of it. But oh my god, dude, this album here, dude. You chose this as one of your favorites, right?
No,
You didn't? Oh, okay.
nope. Still a good album, just not one of my favorites.
Yeah. Not to mention that this is also considered among his greatest album, the greatest albums ever. And it's often ranked among the top 100. We are going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just pull up the stuff. All right, here we go. Station to Station was released on January 23rd, 1976. It was recorded from September to November of 1975, recorded at Cherokee Studios in Hollywood and Record Plant in Los Angeles. The genres are art rock, funk, and R&B. It was released by RCA Records, and the producers were David Bowie himself and Harry Maslin. Do you know who he is by chance?
I have no clue who that is.
Yeah.
Off.
I was gonna say, it's not the time to play with your pussy right now, dude. Oh yeah, he worked with a few other musicians. Like I'm looking at it right now. He worked with the likes of James Taylor, Bonnie Raitt, Carly Simon, Barry Manilow, Dionne Warwick and the Spinners, and many, many more. So yeah, it looks like he is a big name. The artwork, I'll say, for this album, dude, is it my imagination, or does the art for the album cover not look like if David Bowie was in the movie Event Horizon?
I think that I could be wrong. I think that's actually a shot of him from the movie The Man Who Fell to Earth.
You think so?
I could be wrong.
Yeah. Might have to take a look, because I know that it was during this, when he started working for this album, he just finished shooting for that film of The Man Who Fell to Earth. And of course, this was during the time when he was really, really powdering his nose up, so to speak, because basically the backstory is that it was the summer of 1974, and David Bowie had developed a cocaine addiction following the release of the album Diamond Dogs. And yeah, there was there's a lot of stuff that Bowie said about that experience, man. Like, here's an example right here. Here, in a 1987 interview, he said, "I was so blocked, so stoned, it's quite a casualty case, isn't it? I'm amazed I came out of that period. Honest. When I see that now, I cannot believe I survived it. I was so close to really throwing myself away physically, completely." And then another quote that he made was, "I paid with the worst manic depression of my life. My psyche went through the roof. It just fractured into pieces. I was hallucinating 24 hours a day. I felt like I'd fallen into the bowels of the earth." And then look at this, man. There was in accordance to the cocaine addiction, it said that, according to biographer David Buckley, Bowie's diet consisted primarily of red and green peppers, milk, and cocaine. He admitted,
Wow.
yeah, Bowie later admitted that it was during that time he only weighed 80 pounds and was zonked out of his mind most of the time.
Fuck. Yeah,
Dude,
after this. Oh, go ahead.
dude, I was like, when I look back on how much I weighed, dude, I think the lightest I ever was like 120. And that was in high school.
I was when I was in college, I was less than 120 because I was taking Vyvanse and that was fun.
Yeah. Well, the reason why for the 120 is because I
I
did
don't
not
do
eat a
drugs
whole
anymore though. I
lot.
don't do drugs anymore.
Yeah. Well, the reason for me was that I did not eat a whole lot. I only ate like maybe once a day, and that was it.
See,
And then, of course, it
that's the
was
thing
back
about
during
the
that. And it was, of course, during that time when I wasn't eating dairy products, like cheese and all that. And
yeah.
Then as I
No,
got into college, I started eating more, and then look at me now.
yeah, Vyvanse really cuts your appetite, so I wasn't eating a whole lot when I was in college. Every
Yeah.
day I'd eat like a bowl of Chef Boyardee ravioli, and that was it.
Ah, good old Chef Boyardee.
Anyway, so after this album, his cocaine addiction, he moved to Berlin, Germany, and worked on three albums called his Berlin trilogy with Brian Eno. Those albums would be Low in 1977, Heroes also in 77, and then Ladra in 79.
Oh, dude, I was
Those
gonna
three
say
are
the third part that he should have released them all in the same year, dude.
no, the three albums are called his Berlin trilogy, and uh they're usually considered his best albums. But if you ask me, his later works after let's see. Yeah. Starting in
Yeah.
1995 with Outside is his best work, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, dude. Like there's a lot of other stuff here too. In addition to like weighing 80 pounds and being zonked out of his mind, dude. Hughes uh, um there was another guy who said that Bowie would not sleep for 3 to 4 days at a fucking time, dude. Stories mostly from
Fuck.
one interview, pieces of which found their way into Playboy magazine and Rolling Stone, circulated of the singer living in a house of ancient Egyptian artifacts, burning black candles, seeing bodies fall past his window, having his semen stolen by witches, and apparently receiving secret messages from the Rolling Stones and living in morbid fear of Led Zeppelin's guitarist Jimmy Page. Why would he have to be fearful of Jimmy Page of all people?
I don't know, that's psychosis for you, dude.
I mean,
I mean,
I've
I'm
seen
schizophrenic, and when I was uh developing my schizophrenia, my mind thought like random ass shit about where it was coming from.
yeah,
For this is gonna sound crazy, but it's where my mind was. Everyone with schizophrenia goes through shit like this. For a while, I thought the Game Grumps got into my mind and wanted me to. I know. When you develop schizophrenia, you think some weird shit, and so I can understand how it was like that for him.
yeah. Here's another thing. Okay, so this was a yeah. When he accepted the role for the Men Who Fell to Earth, he ended up moving from New York to Los Angeles, and that was when the cocaine stuff started spiraling out of control. Because
Hmm.
remember, this is L.A. we're talking about.
In the 70s.
Yep. And during that time, Bowie stayed with Glenn Hughes, who was the bassist of Deep Purple at the time, and also visited his friend Iggy Pop in rehab, who is one of the musicians from back in the day.
Which
Um,
I've got a story about Iggy Pop when we get to the song TVC 15.
yeah, save that for that, please. It'll
Yeah.
be good, I bet. The two would
Oh, it
attempt
is.
to record some material together in May of 75, but the sessions were very unproductive due to not only David Bowie's cocaine addiction, but due to Iggy Pop's heroin addiction. Hughes would later tell biographer Mark Spitz that Bowie lived in an increasingly paranoid state, recalling he refused to use elevators because of his fear of heights. Now, I have an extreme fear of heights, dude. If I even look down, dude, I started to gain anxiety like no other.
Yeah.
And it was also during this time that his addictions got so severe that it severed his friendships with Keith Moon, John Lennon, and Harry Nilsson. If your cocaine addiction had to have been as severely bad to end your friendship with Keith Moon, who was taking God knows what or everything, then you know you have a big fucking problem.
All
Well, because remember,
right.
like Keith Moon, he was doing coke and he was taking I can't remember what the pills were called, but they basically in British terms, the slang term for them is French blues.
Hmm.
And it's supposed to be like speed, you know. So
So maybe be like Adderall or Ritalin.
Let me take a look. It should be on Keith Moon's Wikipedia page. I know I found it right here. So, let's see here. Yeah, they were amphetamines.
Okay, just plain old amphetamines.
Yep, just normal amphetamines. They were basically like the speed to help with to stay awake and to keep your energy going.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah,
but
the
very,
the
very
US
addictive.
military, the US military actually did experiments on by giving the troops amphetamines to make them better killers and so they wouldn't need sleep.
Wasn't
That's a fun fact about the American government.
wasn't that wasn't weren't they also using that for like MK Ultra too? Because I know
MK
they were
Ultra
using
was
like
with LSD.
okay, I got you. Because I know they were using LSD, and I thought they used like amphetamines or something else for MK Ultra too. So
I think MK Ultra was just LSD. They experimented with amphetamines with the US troops. I think in Vietnam, but it could have been a different war. I'm not an expert on the subject.
yeah, I think it might
Yeah, it
have
was kind of
been
the
during
basis
or
for the
after.
movie
So
Jacob's Ladder, which is really fucking good.
yeah. Well, anyway, to continue on, he later said, "If you want to lose all of your friends and all the relationships you had ever held dear, cocaine is the drug to do it with." So he ends up record. He goes in, goes back in to record, and he records station to station. We all know how that turned out, and let me just quickly
Hmm.
find all the stuff. Apparently, there's a lot of different lyrics and themes when it comes to some of this music here, and there is like a whole lot of information here on Wikipedia. The links to everything will be in the description below. All right, so oh yep, I was right. I was right about the artwork. It's a bit, or you were right about it, actually. I meant to say
Okay.
it was taken on the set of the film "The Man Who Fell to Earth," in which Bowie as Newton steps into the space capsule that will return to his home planet. Is it my imagination, or do you think the men who fell to Earth might have been influenced by Ziggy Stardust?
It was actually based on a novel, if I remember right.
I don't know because like with the overall theme and concept of Ziggy Stardust, it feels like it would be influenced because Ziggy Stardust is not technically human. He's a humanoid alien.
Yeah, it's based on Walter Tevis's 1963 novel.
Oh, okay.
So no, it wasn't inspired by that.
Okay, I got you. All right, so what can we say about this album here? The influence and legacy. Station to Station was a milestone in Bowie's transition to his late 1970s Berlin trilogy. So, yeah. Um, they called it a precise halfway point to the journey from Young Americans to Low. Bowie himself said, as far as the music goes, Low and its siblings were a direct follow on from the title track of Station to Station. Um, for the ratings here, All Music gave it 4.5 stars. Blender gave it 4 stars. Chicago Tribune 2.5 stars. Kreisgau's record guide was an A. Encyclopedia of Popular Music was 4 stars. The Independent was 5 stars. New Musical Express 8 out of 10. Pitchfork 9.5 out of 10. Q 5 stars. The Rolling Stone Album Guide 5 stars. Spin gave it 5 stars, and Spin Alternative Record Guide it was a 10 out of 10. For the rankings here, yeah, Station to Station has frequently appeared on several lists of the greatest albums of all time by multiple publications. In 1995, it was ranked number 21 on Mojo Magazine's list of 100 greatest albums ever made, the highest ranked Bowie album on that list. In 2003, Rolling Stone ranked it at number 323 on their 500 greatest albums of all time, then moved it to 324 in 2012, and then on their new 2020 list, which is recent, it's at 52. And I have the exact article or quote for what they said about it in Rolling Stone.
Okay.
Here's what it says. Rolling Stone says, the title track is where David Bowie proclaims himself the Thin White Duke. Thin he was. Station to Station was recorded in a blizzard of cocaine in Los Angeles, with Bowie subsisting. Thanks. With him, on green peppers and milk and almost never sleeping. The manic mood fueled an album that was futuristic but accessible. Plastic Soul speeding toward the electronic epiphanies. Or what's that?
Epiphanies.
Yes, epiphanies. God, my English is so fucking dumb. Fuck! Of his Berlin phase. TVC 1.5 is New Orleans R&B as robotic funk. Golden Years is James Brown from Outer Space with Bowie's amazing falsetto, and the 10-minute title track summed up his constant sense of motion at the time, opening with the sound of a train coming and eventually exploding into a Euro disco breakdown that sounds like Saturday Night Fever at the Android Factory. So yeah, so there you go right there, man. I don't think there's any better quote or what to say for this album than what Rolling Stone fucking just said.
Yeah.
So to continue on, in 2004, The Observer ranked the album number 80 on its list of 100 greatest British albums. British, not British. British? No, Vibe magazine placed the album on its list of 100 essential albums of the 20th century. In 2013, NME ranked the album 53rd on their list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Uncut magazine ranked the album 30th on their list of 200 greatest albums of all time in 2015. Then a year later, the UK-based Classic Rock magazine ranked the album number 5 in its list of 100 greatest albums of the 1970s. English writer Colin Larkin, our boy Larkin, included Station to Station in his second edition of his book, All-Time Top 1,000 Albums, at number 305. And then the album was also included in the 2018 edition of Robert Demiry's book, 1,001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. And boy, did I manage to listen on time.
Anyway.
But yeah, just look at all these weekly charts here and all this stuff here, man. Like, in Canada, it's certified gold with 50,000 sales or copies. The United Kingdom gave it a gold certification with 100,000. The United States gave it a gold certification with 500,000. Worldwide, it has sold 3.4 million copies. And this motherfucker was coked out of his mind. What guarantee do you want that he even remembers recording any of this?
Oh, he has said that he does not remember any of the recording process.
He's probably just as bad as Noel Gallagher when he fucking recorded whatever songs for fucking Morning Glory. Oh, man.
So, want to get into the lyrics?
Let's fucking do it, bro. Okay, so we are going to start off with the title track, Station to Station. And let me tell you something, dude. The first half of the song, dude, I really loved.
Honestly, it's my favorite track on the album. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. I mean, the train slowly starting everything, dude. Like, you figure like, oh, this is going to be about being at a train station or like, with all that, but that was actually not the case with this. But I really did love the beat that they were doing with the first half of that song, And then I heard what sounded like a harmonica or something like that in this song, dude. I thought it was a nice touch to it,
Yeah.
let me put it to you this way. The first half of the song I would consider, for some reason, it sounds industrial like. That's how I would describe it, you know.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
it had like the sound of Welcome to the Machine, but a little tuned down, and they added more of Industrial Disease by Dire Straits into the mix. And then all of a sudden, we hit the second half, dude, and it just really gets your blood pumping, dude. It gets it going,
Hmm.
you know? So I just want to see if there's like anything here. All right, so pretty much there's a lot of information here. The links to everything will be in the description below. Wikipedia, just like with Black Star, has actually links to all the songs for this album, so it'll make things a lot more easier so that you can understand what's going on and shit like that. Okay, so Station to Station introduces Bowie's brand new persona at that time, the Thin White Duke, a sinister figure who became the mouthpiece for Station to Station and often throughout 1976 for Bowie himself. The persona was noticeably darker than Bowie's previous characters, being described as a mad aristocrat, an immoral zombie, and an emotionalist Aryan Superman.
His mind was fucking absent at the time. He was fucked up on drugs, so he thought some fucked up things.
Wow, dude. It
But after he got cleaned up, he turned out to be a pretty good man.
right? Dude, I was like, do you think Eminem's Slim Shady persona was influenced by Thin White Duke? Cuz remember,
I could see
Slim
it.
Shady, yeah, he was a very violent sociopath who would fuck anything, kill anything, and then slam down a bunch of sleep medications in the
Mm.
process. All right, so to continue on, for Bowie himself, the Duke was a nasty character indeed. The lyrics themselves contain very cryptic messages and direct references, including the 13th century Jewish mystical system known as the Kabbalah and Gnosticism.
How's it spelled?
Gnosticism.
Yeah, agnosticism.
Okay. Bowie would later claim in 1997 all the references within Station to Station have to do with the Kabbalah. Doggett believes the main themes of the track are magic, the arts of legendary musicians, both real and fictitious, the Kabbalah's mythical account of progress from Kether of Malkuth, love and cocaine.
Malkuth.
Doggett further
Malkuth.
argues just as the hunky dory track Quicksand offered a catalog of avenues open to the inquisitive imagination of David Bowie circa 1971. So Station to Station present a more confused medley of the themes that were haunting his nightmares in the final weeks of 75. Um here's another part that's right here as well.
Okay.
All right. The Duke introduces himself by saying the return of the Thin White Duke, throwing darts in lovers' eyes. Darts or arrows are interpreted to be a symbol of direct, revealing the dynamic of the true will. Doggett argues that aside from the Thin White Duke, another Duke was at the heart of the action. Prospero, the Duke of Milan, and protagonist of William Shakespeare's play The Tempest. That's a good play right there. He
Yeah.
he writes that Prospero, like the Thin White Duke, is a master of magic who can control elements while lost in my magic circle, as well as cast spells over lovers' eyes, mirroring throwing darts, as Prospero does with his daughter Miranda and her lover Ferdinand over the course of the play. That wouldn't be Archduke Franz Ferdinand, would it?
No. No.
You get the joke?
Different Ferdinand.
Okay. This one was probably like what 100 years too early or some shit like
Oh,
that.
fun fact, in another album we'll be doing this year, The Crane Wife, the Decemberists actually made a song called shit. I think it was called The Island or something like that. It's like a really long song that kind of encompasses the story of the Tempest.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll get to all that in due
Yep.
time. Fixation. So to continue on, fixation with the English occultist Aleister Crowley. Oh, dude, he was a fucking Satanist, technically.
Yes.
Eh, yeah. Anyway, to continue on, Crowley himself is evident in such phrases as "white stains," the name of a book poetry by Crowley, who was previously mentioned by Bowie on Quicksand. Once the song changes into the prog disco section, the lyrics become brighter, punctuated by the refrain, "It's too late." Bowie enters the landscape of mountains and sunbirds. Themes in this section include drug use as presented in the lyrics. "It's not the side effects of the cocaine. I'm thinking that it must be love," which he sings in a joyous tone. Light writes that other themes present on the track are paranoia and odd fixations that were present in Bowie's mind at the time. Even you agree with that.
Oh yeah.
At different points, Bowie declares the European canon is here, which Doggett believes is a pretentious way of summarizing Bowie's interest in Kraftwerk and Brechtian,
How's it spelled?
Brechtin.
I'm not familiar with that one.
All right. Well, anyway, he was interested in Kraftwerk and this, and then theater. He also notes that the word canon could be interpreted at a stretch as the word canon with a second N in it. So, all right. And then pretty much for the legacy of this song, Buckley describes Station to Station as heralding a new era of experimentation for Bowie. Along with the rest of the album, the song presented the new direction Bowie is taking in his career, from the funk and soul of young Americans to the experimental sound that would be in his Berlin trilogy. In 2001, Bowie said, "As far as the music goes, Low and its siblings were a direct follow on from the title track of Station to Station. It's often struck me that there will usually be one track on any given album of mine, which will be a fair indicator of the intent of the following album." Needham from The Guardian similarly writes that the lyrics, "The European canon is here," Bowie fully announces what was to come. Doggett writes, "Here was Bowie's first nod of recognition to the so-called motoric sound of krautrock." As the anonymous Wagnerian strains of the early segments of the song were succeeded by the propulsive dance rhythms of the finale, only a churl would have worried that the theme of this cathartic moment was that it was too, suggesting that the spiritual journey might be only just beginning. Would you agree with that?
I think what he was meaning was when he says it's too late. The line that pops out to me is "It's too late to be faithful." What I think he means by that it is he is with all the bad things he's done, it is too late to turn to God and go to heaven. It's too late.
Yeah. All right, dude. Let's get
That's how I
into.
interpret that anyway.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
let's get
there's
into the lyrics. I'll let you take them. Probably
all
with all
right.
the information that's here, I'll probably let you read all the lyrics for every song here.
Okay. All
So
right. The return of the thin white duke throwing darts in lovers' eyes. Here we are, one magical moment, such as the stuff from where dreams are woven. Bending sound, dredging the ocean, lost in my circle. Here am I, flashing no color, tall in this room overlooking the ocean. Here are we, one magical movement from Kether to Malkuth. There are you, drive like a demon from station to station.
you know what the funny thing about this is?
What?
Um, right where he says flashing no color, and then when you look at the artwork for it, and it's in black and white or whatnot, it kind of almost feels like a subtle reference kind of thing, but that's just me anyway about it. And
Yeah,
then one magical moment. Well, when you're hallucinating and whatnot, you think that there may be something magical about it, but in reality, there is not.
yeah. All right. The return of the thin white Duke throwing darts in lover's eyes, and then it repeats that. Uh, and then it goes to the next section. Once there were mountains on mountains, and once there were sunbirds to soar with, and once I could never be down. Got to keep searching and searching, and oh, what will I be believing, and who will connect me with love? Wonder who, wonder who, wonder when. Have you sought fortune, evasive and shy? Drink to the men who protect you and I. Drink, drink, drain your glass, raise your glass high. It's not the side effects of the cocaine. I'm thinking that it must be love. It's too late to be grateful. It's too late to be late again. It's too late to be hateful. The Europe, the European canon is near. I must be only one in a million. I won't let the day pass without her. It's too late to be grateful. It's too late to be late again. It's too late to be hateful. The European canon is here. Should I believe that I have been stricken? Does my face show some kind of glow? It's too late to be grateful. It's too late to be late again. It's too late to be hateful. The European canon is here. Yes, it's here. It's too late. 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 The European canon is near. And yeah, it just repeats until the end of the song.
Yeah. It's still, yeah, but what can I say about it, dude? Like I said, I really like the first half a lot more, honestly, but with the second half, dude, it for some reason, if they would have made these into two separate songs or whatever, and they ended up making them flow into one another, dude, that's what it
Hmm.
felt like to me right there.
Okay.
Like, I was like, what the fuck, bro?
All
Alrighty.
right.
Next
And
up,
then
we
I got
got. Next up, we got what is probably the biggest song of the album, Golden Years.
fun fact. This song got made David Bowie the first white man on Soul Train.
You're kidding me!
Yeah. Yeah, it was the first white man on Soul Train. It's all because of this song.
Fucking Soul Train, dude. That is insane, bro. Oh, let me. There is actually something that I found right here. And yeah, I'm looking, dude. A musical variety TV show. Oh, and it was airing from October 2nd, 1971 to March 25th, 2006. And of course, the series was created by none other than the legendary Don Cornelius. Um, I'm just trying to see if I can find anything about David Bowie's appearance on there. There should be something here. Oh wait, it's right here. Yeah, let me just take a look quick, make sure. Oh yeah, yeah. There is actually a photo of him on Soul Train right here, literally, dude. There, like, if you
Mhm.
look up the link to it, dude, look at him, dude. Like, he almost looks like a fucking doll. And here's what David Bowie said. He did say that you could tell during his performance that he was really intoxicated, and he later expressed the shame for his behavior. Not only was he the first white man on Soul Train, but do you think he was the first one to be really fucked up like he was?
I doubt it.
Oh man. Oh god. Yeah, there's not a whole lot for like the information about like what the overall theme is or whatever, but basically it's yeah. Oh, here's some of the information. Yeah, he appeared on the show on November 4th, 1975. And yeah, dude, it was fucking yeah. During the performance and interview, he was visibly intoxicated, and according to Peg, was at a new low in coherency. Bowie later felt
Mhm.
ashamed for his behavior, as he recalled in 1999 that he had failed to learn Golden Years and was scolded afterwards by the show's DJ. So if you're gonna get scolded by a fucking DJ because of that, dude, what do you expect?
Did your car start? Sweet. All right, sorry.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything else here. I can't really find what the meaning for like the song is, but here's like some of the critical reception. Golden Years has been received positively by music critics and biographers. Reviewing station to station on release, John Ingham of Sounds magazine heavily praised the album, naming Golden Years, TVC15, and Stay some of his best songs up to that point. Rolling Stone writer Terry Morris considered the track Bowie's most seductive self-indulgence since Pinups from 1973. A reviewer for Billboard felt Bowie had found his musical niche with songs like Fame and Golden Years. Record World said that the song has a rather unadorned style and generates a musical basic appeal. In his book Starman, biographer Paul Trinka calls Golden Years magnificent and sensitive, stating that the track reflects Bowie's ability to surface from a cocaine jag and dispense insightful career advice or relate a hilariously deadpan joke. Additionally, Buckley considers the song one of his best singles, and rightfully so. I mean, it gets so much fucking airplay. I don't know how often, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The song has appeared on several lists of Bowie's greatest compositions. Mojo magazine listed it as Bowie's 11th greatest song in 2015. In a 2016 list ranking every Bowie single from worst to best, Ultimate Classic Rock placed Golden Years at number 11, calling it a taste of the album's brilliance. In 2018, the staff of NME placed the track at number 16 in a list of Bowie's 40 best songs. 2 years later, Tom Eames of Smooth Radio listed it as Bowie's 13th greatest song. That same year, the Guardian's Alexis.
Could you grab me a beer from it, please? Thank you.
That same year, the Guardian's Alexis Petridis voted the track number 14 in his list of Bowie's 50 greatest songs, describing it as a moment of straightforward joy amid the complex, troubled emotional terrain of station to station. Alrighty.
I want to dig into the lyrics, all the juicy ass lyrics.
Yeah, dude. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
All right, the lyrics on this one are pretty self-explanatory. It's nothing too complicated.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, golden years, gold, wah wah wah. Golden years, gold. Thank you, wah wah wah. Golden years, gold, wah wah wah.
All I get, the only thing I remember mostly from this song is that it just sounds like a do do do, bam down, do do do, bam down, do do do, bam down.
Yeah. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere, angel. Come, baby. Look at the sky, life's begun. Nights are warm and the days are young.
Are you sure
Here's
days
my-
are young, dude? They're feeling like they're getting more fucking older as I get older, man.
There's my baby, lost, that's all. Once I'm begging you, save her little soul. Last night they loved you, opening doors and pulling some strings, angel. In walked luck and you looked in time. Never look back, walk tall, act fine. I'll stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Nothing's gonna touch you in these golden years.
Gold.
Some of these days, and it won't be long, gonna drive back down where you once belonged, on the back of a dream car 20 foot long. Don't cry, my sweet, don't break my heart. Doing right, but we gotta get smart. Wish upon day upon day. I believe, oh Lord, I believe all the way.
I'm gonna fucking mute you if you start singing.
Run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. Here's my baby lost its all once I'm begging you save her little soul. Golden years, gold, wah wah wah, come baby. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere, angel. Run, come baby. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. I'll stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Nothing's gonna touch you in these golden years. And it just repeats for the rest of the song.
Okay. But what can I say about this song, dude? It is a really big hit. Like, dude, it was just a home run, you know?
Mhm.
You know, it was like this was definitely one of his best songs right here, without a doubt. You know, like,
Yeah.
and especially the fact that he could still make a lot of magic during his fucked up stage, dude. Like, holy
Hmm.
shit. All right, let's do one more song and then go to break because according to like the track listing, after Word on a Wing, which is the next song, then it flips over to the next side, you know, for vinyl purposes.
Hmm.
All right, and
Because the
speak.
first song was so damn long. Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh yeah,
Probably
well
because,
there was a
yeah.
lot of info that I had to read, so. But alrighty, next up is obviously Word on a Wing, and oh my god, dude, I think this probably was one of the most beautiful songs on here.
I agree. It's a very beautiful song.
I loved how it sounded, bro. Like holy
Me
shit.
too. Me too. That's what I liked about it.
Right? Here's what the information says right here. Bowie admits that the song was written out of a coke-addled spiritual despair that he experienced while he was filming The Man Who Fell to Earth. In 1980, Bowie spoke of the song to NME, claiming there were days of such psychological terror when making the Rogue film, ROEG, yeah, when making that film, that I nearly started to approach my born again thing. It was the first time I really seriously thought about Christ and God in any depth. And Word on a Wing was a protection. It did come as a complete revolt against elements that I found in the film. The passion in the song was genuine, something I needed to produce from within myself to safeguard myself against some of the situations I felt were happening on the film set. During the time of recording the song, Bowie began to wear a silver crucifix given to him by his father. Stating in NME in 1980, I wear it. I'm not sure why I wear it even now, but at the time I really needed this. Uh, Kirlian photograph of this crucifix featured on tour material around the Station to Station album in art for his 1997 album Earthling and the cover art for Little Wonder. Oh wow, I'm actually looking at it and that is actually beautiful as hell, dude. Fuck, man,
Can
that's
you send me a
deep.
link to it? I want to see it.
Yeah, well, it's on
I know.
it's on the Word on the Wing Wikipedia page. Yeah, and then you see the link for Little Wonder, dude, and yeah, that art looks fucking unbelievable, dude.
Uh,
But I'm sure it's what it looks like, you know. So
okay. I like that. No, ever since I got my cross necklace, I only take it off to shower. It's
yeah,
very important to me. Anyway, want me to
alrighty,
dive into the lyrics?
yep. Let's dive into it. You're up.
In this age of grand delusion, you walked into my life out of my dreams. I don't need another change, still you forced away into my scheme of things. You say we're growing heart and soul. In this age of grand delusion, you walked into my life out of my dreams. Sweet name, you're born once again for me. Sweet name, you're born once again for me. Oh, sweet name, I call you again. You're born once again for me. Just because I believe don't mean I don't think as well. Don't have to question everything in heaven or hell. Excuse me. Lord, I kneel and offer you my word on a wing, and I'm trying hard to fit among your scheme of things. It's safer than a strange land, but I still care for myself, and I don't stand in my own light. Lord, Lord, my prayer flies like a word on a wing. My prayer flies like a word on the wing. Does my prayer fit in with your scheme of things? In this age of grand delusion, you walked into my life out of my dreams. Sweet name, you're born once again for me. Just as long as I can see, I'll never stop this vision flowing. I look twice and you are still glowing. Just as long as I can walk, I'll walk beside you. I'm alive in you. Sweet name, you're born once again for me, and I'm ready to shape the scheme of things. And then it repeats, oh, ready to shape the scheme of things for 4 times. And it goes on, Lord, I kneel and offer you my word on a wing, and I'm trying hard to fit among your scheme of things. It's safer than a strange land, but I still care for myself, and I don't stand in my own light. Oh Lord, Lord, my prayer flies like a word on a wing, and I'm trying hard to fit among your scheme of things. But it's safer than a strange land, but I still care for myself, and I don't stand in my own light. Lord, Lord, my prayer flies like a word on a wing. My prayer flies like a word on a wing. Does my prayer fit in with your scheme of things?
I thought those were great lyrics.
Yes, I agree. Really good lyrics.
Like, holy shit, dude, man.
All right, the next one. Oh, we're gonna break. But
Yeah,
before we
we're
start
going to
TVC
break.
one five, I
I
wanna,
need some more of this right here. So, all right, ladies
okay.
and gentlemen, we are gonna take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. Ziggy Stardust and the not so thin white Duke will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Damn, what time is it? Oh, shit. I was trying to drink last night. Yeah, you better run to. The hell? Traveling Jack from Clock Out Run. I don't drink this shit. I drink Voodoo Rangers. What the fuck?
Rise and shine, Aegis!
How the fuck did you get in my apartment?
You left the door open.
Huh. Dude, seriously? Tapeworm Tussle?
Come on, man, you love this song and you know it. It has that same upbeat personality like my all-time favorite song, Don't Bring Me Down by the Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah, I know that. If I hear it one more goddamn time, I'm going to bash my brains in.
What's that, Aegis? I can't hear you, man. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ziggy Stardust here with Fat White Duke here, and we are going from station to station with today's legit album review. Yeah, I just made a fucking pun right there. Fuck y'all. Haha. So, we are continuing on with David Bowie's album Station to Station, which is among his best works ever, and we are having fun right here. As you can tell, we're still twinning up right here. Big shout out to Tom Page. Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Shout out to my mom for getting me this cool fucking cross necklace. I love it.
Dude, which comes as a coincidence considering the last song that we reviewed too. So doesn't that just fit perfectly or what? All right, so next up we are gonna go to what I think is probably somewhat of a very catchy tune, TVC15. And let me ask you this: what the fuck is a TVC15?
So do you want to hear the backstory to this song? It's kind of funny.
Please.
So David Bowie and Iggy Pop were hanging out all with Iggy Pop's girlfriend, all right? And they were all super fucking drugged up. And Iggy Pop thought that his girlfriend was being absorbed by the fucking television. And that was the inspiration for the song TVC15.
And Iggy did not think that his girlfriend was getting eaten by the TV either.
No. Iggy Pop thought his girlfriend was being absorbed by the TV.
Okay, I thought it was David Bowie that thought that.
I phrased that
honestly.
poorly. No.
Dude, I was gonna say, dude, like we were watching Django Unchained one day, and I was tripping on 2 tabs of acid that some random fuck gave me at the Eagles Club, dude. And it didn't. Yeah, my TV did not eat Aegis, but the corner of my TV started to melt.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
all right, so let me just quickly get into this here for the information here. Um, oh yeah, TVC15 did receive very positive reviews from music critics on release, including from Ian McDonough, who called it an objective masterpiece in Streetlight magazine. Reviewing the record for the Village Voice, Chris Gow expressed some reservations about the length of the song and the detached quality of Bowie's vocals, but deemed it TVC15 his favorite piece of rock and roll in a very long time, and wrote, "Spaciness has always been his shtick, and anybody who can merge Lou Reed, disco, and Dr. John deserves to keep doing it for 5 minutes and 29 seconds." Meanwhile, John Ingham of Sounds Magazine gave immense praise to Station, naming Golden Years, TVC15, and Stay some of Bowie's best songs up to that point. Ingham found the lyrics difficult to comprehend, including on TVC15, but felt that adds to the track's overall charm. Cashbox said that the music is exuberant ragtime rock filled with hooks and that Bowie's voice is in excellent form and he really pushes himself. As Station to Station was Bowie's first album not to include a lyric sheet in its packaging. Because like some of the packaging would include the lyrics to songs and whatnot.
Hmm.
Its absence was felt by Terry Morris of Rolling Stone when listening to TVC15. TVC15 has continued to be viewed in a positive light, with Spin Magazine calling it one of the album's highlights. Consequence of Sound's Frank Mojica stated that although it gives the impression of being straightforward piano rocker at its start, by its end it becomes the album's most compelling song after the title track. Mojo Magazine later listed it as Bowie's 15th greatest song in 2015. Following Bowie's death, Rolling Stone named it one of the 30 most essential songs of Bowie's catalog, calling it the catchiest tune on Station to Station. In a 2016 list ranking every Bowie single from worst to best, Ultimate Classic Rock placed TVC15 at number 12. It is pretty
Anything else to say
catchy.
about? Yeah,
It is
that's
pretty
catchy as hell.
catchy,
It's a really good
especially
one.
with the hooks, dude. It's pretty catchy, but it's a song that I personally probably would not revisit a whole lot. But if it's being played, I'll listen to it. So
Yeah. Should I dive into those lyrics?
get into it. Just fucking get into it.
All right. Up every evening, about half 8 or 9, I give my complete attention to a very good friend of mine. He's quadraphonic. He's got more channels. So hologramic on my TVC15. I brought my baby home. She sat around forlorn. She saw my TVC15. Baby's gone. She crawled it in my she crawled it in my so hologramic on my TVC15. Oh, so demonic on my TVC15. Maybe if I pray each night I sit there pleading, send back my dream test, baby, she's my main feature. My TVC15, yeah, he just stares back and blinking, so hologramic, oh my TVC15. One of these nights I may just jump down that rainbow way, be with my baby, then we'll spend some time together. So hologramic, oh my TVC15. My baby's in there someplace, love's rating in the sky, so hologramic, oh my TVC15. Transition, transmission, transition, transmission. Oh my TVC15. Uh-oh, TVC15. Then it repeats that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I pray each night, I sit there pleading. Send back my dream test, baby, she's my main feature. My TVC15, yeah, he just stares back and blinking. So hologramic, oh my TVC15. One of these nights I may just jump down the rainbow way, be with my baby, then we'll spend some time together. So hologramic on my TVC15. My baby's in there someplace. I was rating in the sky, so hologramic on my TVC15. And it just repeats for the rest of the song.
Let me ask you this: Around the time when Iggy's girlfriend was getting eaten by the TV, what show were they watching by any chance?
I can tell you one thing for sure.
What?
Wasn't Django Unchained?
Anyway, god damn it, there's no lyrics for this one on here, but the next song is Stayed. I'm gonna have to look them up quick. Give me a quick moment.
Honestly, whenever I listen to this album, I usually skip this song. It's not a bad song, but I don't know, I just prefer the other songs.
Yeah, I be on. Can I be frank with you about this song quick?
Yeah,
Is it me or does it not have like that Talking Heads vibe to this song?
I can kind of see it, yeah.
It almost, I swear, it nearly feels like it is very Talking Heads esque. Alrighty, let me take a look here. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna go with it as it is. There is not a whole lot of information about this song, but here is what it says for the reception of it. On January 3rd of 76, Bowie and his band appeared on the Dinah Shore hosted variety show Dinah, which is Dinah, where they performed Stay, marking the song's public debut. Writer Rob Sheffield calls the performance the debut of Bowie's character, the Thin White Duke, and further noted that Bowie's dancing while on stage. Compared to other appearances on television during this period, particularly when he performed Golden Years on Soul Train, Bowie was more relaxed and coherent during his Dinah interview. RCA issued Station to Station later that month on the 23rd of January with Stay sequenced as the second track on side 2 of the original LP between TVC-15 and Bowie's cover of Wild is the Wind. In July, the full-length 6-minute version of Stay appeared on the B-side of the Suffragette City single, which is another song that was written by Bowie in 72, which was issued to promote the Changes One Bowie compilation. It failed to chart. Stay was then issued as an A-side to the US in the US the same month in heavily edited form, running 3 minutes and 21 seconds with the catalog of PB or catalog number whatever and fellow track album Word on the Wing as the B-side. It failed to chart. Stay has received positive reviews from music critics and biographers, with many highlighting the performance of the band. In a review of the album on release, John Ingham of Sounds magazine gave immersed praise to Station, naming Golden Years, TVC-15, and Stay some of Bowie's best songs up to that point. Peg calls the song one of Bowie's classic musical hybrids and finds the rhythm guitar riff one of the finest in Bowie's entire catalog. Mojikia and Ragged similarly praised the guitar work as one of Bowie's best, with the latter calling it one of the album's standouts. Dogged commends the band's performance on the track, writing that despite recording it in a cocaine frenzy, they performed with utter conviction and a staggering command of dynamics. Buckley calls Bowie's vocal performance one of his most insecure and helpless. Mojo magazine later listed it as a Bowie's 32nd greatest song in 2015. In a 2016 list ranking all of his songs from best to worst, Ultimate Classic Rock placed Stay at 51, calling the single edit inferior to the album version. All right, you're up.
All right. This week dragged past me so slowly, the days fell on their knees. Maybe I'll take something to help me. Hope someone takes after me. Excuse me. I guess there's always some change in the weather. This time I know we could get it together. If I did casually mention tonight, that would be crazy tonight. Stay, that's what I meant to say, or do something, but I never say is stay this time. I really meant to so bad this time. 'cause you can never really tell when somebody wants something you want to. Heart wrecker, make me delight. Life is so vague when it brings someone new. This time tomorrow I'll know what to do. I know it's happened to you. Stay, that's what I meant to say, or do something. But what I never say is stay this time. I really meant so bad this time. 'Cause you can never really tell when somebody wants so much too. Stay, that's what I meant to say, or do something. What I never say is stay this time because it repeats. And that's it.
That was fucking quick, yo.
Yeah.
All right, so now finally we got Wild is the Wind. And this here was a cover version that he did right here. The original was performed by Johnny Mathis in 1957. And this was the version that David Bowie did right here. Let me see here. Oh yeah,
Honest. Oh,
what's that?
honestly this is probably my least favorite song on the album.
I was kind of half and half right there. I wasn't I didn't really care much for his singing right here, but I did like how the music was like kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
It feels like if I was like in a cocaine induced dream or whatever, just
Mm.
comatose, like this. All right, so yeah, so basically, but the story for this was that he recorded his version of "Wild as the Wind," and he was a huge admirer of the for the legendary female R&B singer Nina Simone. He was an admirer of her style, and he got inspired to record this song after he met her in L.A. in 1975. He later recalled that Simone's version really affected him. He recorded it as an homage to her. Bowie took special care with the arrangement and production of Wild as the Wind, committing to an emotional and romantic vocal performance modeled after Simone's, which has often been cited as one of his best.
All right.
And then in a in a review of 2005's The Platinum Collection, All Music's James Christopher Monger categorized Bowie's recording here as an oft overlooked gem. That's what it says. That's all there is, really.
Mm. Okay. Well, I'm going to jump into the lyrics.
Do it.
Love me, love me, love me, love me, say you do. Let me fly away with you. For my love is like the wind, and wild is the wind, wild is the wind. Give me more than one caress, satisfy this hungriness. Let the winds blow through your heart, for wild is the wind, wild is the wind. You touch me, I hear the sound of mandolins. You kiss me, with your kiss my life begins. You're spring to me, all things to me. Don't you know your life itself? 1 second, let's go away. Like the leaf clings to the tree, oh my darling, cling to me, for we're like creatures in the wind, and wild is the wind, wild is the wind. You touch me, I hear the sound of mandolins. You kiss me, with your kiss my life begins. You'll spring to me, all things to me. Don't you know your life itself? Like the leaf clings to the tree, oh my darling, cling to me, for we're like creatures in the wind, and wild is the wind, wild is the wind. And that's it.
Yeah. And then this song here, I would say, is probably one of the quietest songs to end an album with. One of the quietest album enders I would ever hear.
Yeah.
You know, I did love the guitar play that was in here, but that's pretty much it. It had like that nice tone that I heard from the song Lucky by Radiohead, is how I would describe it. And then with a little touch
Yeah.
of Us and Them by Pink Floyd as well. That's kind of how I would resemble it. All right, guess that's it, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty, so what can I say about this album that hasn't been said? This was a masterpiece without a doubt. I wasn't sure how this album was gonna be, but I was so blown away by it, dude. It is unimaginable, you know. I would give it a 9 out of 10.
The album,
Yes.
I'll say I'd give it like an 8.4 out of 10.
The whole album, I could listen to without a skip. I actually can.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wasn't sure how the album was gonna be, but holy shit, dude, did he really do a phenomenal work with this album, even despite being coked out of his mind.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, I think this was the only album where he had the Thin White Duke ego going or something like that.
Yeah, whenever he had a new ego, he only did it for one album. Ziggy Stardust was only for the Ziggy Stardust album, Aladdin Sane for Aladdin Sane, Halloween Jack for Diamond Dogs, Thin White Duke for Station to Station, and then fucking Button Eyes, they called him for Black Star.
Button Eyes? Okay.
Button Eyes.
Oh, Button Eyes, yeah. I'm just taking a look here at what I can find for this. This, pretty much, yeah, it's, yeah, but if you get an idea for, like, how controversial Thin White Duke was, apparently, then here's some information right here. Pretty much during 75 and 76 and whatnot, he was making so many fucking bad statements about Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And they were being interpreted as being very sympathetic to fascism and even pro-fascist.
Yep.
So they accused David Bowie of being a fascist himself. I mean,
I don't know if that was him being high as hell on drugs or if that was just him being in a character, you know?
Oh my god, it might have been
be
both.
either.
It might have been both.
Be.
I mean, here's a little snippet of what he says right here, dude. Like I don't want to throw David Bowie under the bus, you know, like he's been gone for 10 years. God rest his soul, dude, but this is history right here, folks. Like, you cannot believe it. Like, oh my god. In a interview that he did with Cameron Crowe, published in Playboy magazine in September 76, Bowie fucking said, "I believe very strongly in fascism. The only way we can speed up the sort of liberalism that's hanging foul in the air at the moment is to speed up the progress of the right-wing, totally dictatorial tyranny and get over it as fast as possible. Television is the most successful fascist, needless to say. Rock stars are fascists too. Adolf Hitler was one of the first rock stars. These comments provoked substantial outrage, and alongside anti-immigration remarks made by Eric Clapton around that same time, because Clapton was in a lot of controversy himself about this type of stuff, and it inspired the creation of the Rock Against Racism movement. And there's actually a link to it right here. But
yeah, I do not affiliate with any of that. I don't believe anything he said. But
yeah.
in his later years after this album, he did come to his senses and become an actual decent fucking person.
Yeah, in later years, he called the mid-70s the darkest days of his life due to astronomical usage of the cocaine and the amphetamines. For much of 1975, he was obsessed apparently with satanic symbols, remained awake for days at a time, and lived on, you know, his diet that he did, you know, peppers, milk, and all that shit. And he blamed and in later subsequent interviews, he blamed his erratic behavior and fascination with Nazi Germany and the occult during his Thin White Duke period on drug-induced paranoia and depression, and claimed that his mental state was such that he could not remember the late 75 recording sessions for Station to Station. It was a dangerous period for me, he explained. I was at the end of my tether physically and emotionally and had serious doubts about my sanity. Eventually, he began to see the Thin White Duke as a nasty character indeed, and later, an ogre. And then that's when he got rid of it. And then, in an attempt to salvage his mental and physical health, Bowie did leave California, like Los Angeles, and he ended up going to Europe, staying in Geneva, Switzerland for a time before joining his friend Iggy in West Berlin in early 77. Though he did not publicly retire the Thin White Duke as he had Ziggy Stardust, Bowie did not appear in the persona after settling in Europe. Bowie lived in West Berlin for almost 2 years. During that time, he did move on musically and personally with his Berlin trilogy. So, the Thin White Duke did not retire, technically.
Okay.
But he stopped being the Thin White Duke. But, oh my god, dude! Fucking A, dude. I'm surprised he did not start growing his mustache and trimming it like that. Fucking A, man. But yeah, another piece of history that well, we all know sadly too well, dude. Just imagine if we end up becoming the ones who fucking canceled David Bowie, even though he's been dead for 10 years, dude. We are the ones who canceled him because we brought this shit up.
Oh, as he even said later in his life, he denounced those statements, so he's
he's
did. Good now.
Yeah, and he managed to get himself...
Unlike Kanye West.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, God, dude. But here's the thing, though. The difference is that David Bowie said all this shit while he was high on cocaine. Kanye West just straight up said it.
Yeah.
Like, he straight up said it like he fucking meant it. He was probably giving the old Nazi salute at the Grammys while his whore of a girl was stripping down fully and nude. And we all know that too well if you ever watched our pilot episode. All right, you got any final thoughts for this album?
Nope.
I think I said everything that I needed to as well. So it's a masterpiece. Go listen to it if you haven't yet, ladies and gentlemen. The link to the album will be in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And if you want to continue to support us here and have any suggestions for what we should review here, music related or anything like that, comment in the let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to the Roger Radio Show. Hit the bell to be notified when we upload, and also hit that fucking like button. The like button will make a difference. And if you want to see more content from us, be sure to subscribe to the Intermission group channel, as well as my second channel, El Guile Productions. The links to those channels will be in the description below. And also follow me on all my social media. Links as well will be in the description below.
On the Intermission group channel, we've been doing a playthrough of Pokemon Emerald. It's really fun. You should watch it.
Amen. And we also got an idea for another video that we're going to work on. I'll give you a hint. It involves this.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, until next time, ta-ta for now.
Peace.